Well, good morning. Yes, I'm not going to wait for a special time today. No triple digits or anything like that. It's 3:50 a.m. I haven't been to sleep since very early in the evening when I got maybe an hour. And other than that, I've been awake. And that's why, perhaps, you'll understand what I'm saying when I read the blurb. The title is When I'm in My Legal Mode. Today I have been looking up references in relation to my response to the court proceedings, or lack thereof, from yesterday. Sometimes what my retired lawyer friend tells me does not correlate to my specific situation, or at least not that I can easily ascertain. Legalese is an obtuse language, purposely designed to confuse us. I am amazed at those who think they have it figured out, or have figured it out, when to me everything is simply open to interpretation. Who says my interpretation is better than someone else's? Such is the dilemma that robs me of sleep, activating my mind when I am trying to silence it. This is the challenge I face, perhaps not alone, as I try to find remedy in the maze of legal documentation. No wonder the ambassador says we are ignorant when we are given so-called rules that make little sense, even to those of us that supposedly have high IQs. Yeah, and they're going to say, oh, Ron doesn't have a shirt on. That's bad news. Yes, I'm having my first drinks, plural. I'm on my third one, although they're very weak drinks. I'm trying to get to sleep. I haven't had anything to drink since I drank my communion wine over a week ago, I believe it was. There's been absolutely no alcohol consumption whatsoever. But I've been unable to fall asleep. I've gotten to bed and back up again, back to bed, back up again. Each time I get up, I go and I do some more research. I look up some more terms and some more rules and laws and regulations and civil procedure and things like that to try to understand and get my head around and my heart around the dilemma that I face of obtaining justice in a world where the justice system is criminal in nature and where judges and lawyers are the worst offenders and the most criminal in nature. It's a dilemma that humanity faces, whether it realizes it faces it or not. We are at a crossroads where, to me, we have the opportunity to either break the back of the system, the matrix, or be totally destroyed by it. Even if we were to survive with the matrix intact, our lives would be little more than hell on earth. In fact, perhaps they already are a little more than that, because we've allowed our own nature, our own dualistic nature, the positive and the negative, the dark and the light, the masculine and the feminine, to continue warfare against us, and we are the casualties of that war. It continues to mount as we have a choice. Do we make peace with what is within us? Or do we continue to reject part of what is within us so that it manifests on the outside, trying to get our attention, till we finally surrender and say, okay, what are you trying to get me to see? Perhaps what it is trying to get us to see is that we are a holographic creation, part of a holographic universe, where everything is contained in each part, and nothing is separate. Is that the truth? I think it is. Could I be wrong? Certainly, I've been wrong lots of times in my life. I don't claim to have all the answers. I'm a catalyst to try to make people think outside the box, outside the belief systems that we've been so indoctrinated into, that we've been brainwashed to believe are absolutes. Meanwhile, we are confused. We are torn apart. We are enslaved. We are disempowered. Our riches, our value is stolen from us, and we don't even know it most of the time. But I know it. Is knowing a blessing or is it a curse? Sometimes I think it's one and sometimes the other. Most of the time I think it's a blessing. Sometimes I'm not so sure. I'd like to see a world, as I've said so many times, that works for all of us. Not just the fat cats who sit on the top and think they have the authority to make the rules that all of the rest of us must obey. I'm not an easy obeyer. I'm just not. I'm a rebel. I'm an iconoclast. I bust other people's idols. I kick their sacred cows. I challenge them to think outside the box. What if we are all wrong? What if all that we've ever been taught is lies? And nothing that we've been taught is really the truth. What is the truth, you ask? I only have one answer to that. The truth is, I am. I am a unique individual that has my own perceptions, my own filters, my own reasoning, my own feelings, my own faults, my own strong points. What I do with them is up to me. I have to play the hand of cards that I've been dealt, just like you do. And I do my best. Sometimes I might get it right, and sometimes I might get it wrong. And even when I think I've gotten it right, some people will think I've gotten it wrong, and vice versa. Ah, the paradox. I am the paradox man. 3:16, for God so loved the world that he gave each of us his only begotten son and daughter to figure it out for ourselves. We are the offspring of creation, of the Creator. We are the ones that we have been waiting for. Are we going to figure it out, or are we going to let it pass us by? Yet another opportunity to create a world that works, a sustainable world, that truth and love, compassion and mercy reign, where justice is meted out to transform, not to punish. This is where I am when my legal mode kicks in and I try to figure out answers to the dilemma, to the perplexities, to the enigma that I am presented with in the real 3D world that some just call simply an illusion, so that they can dismiss it and not pay attention to the game in which we have been called to play. I don't know what to tell you the truth is. Damn it, I'm still trying to figure it out for myself. And when I think I know, I'm probably further away than when I honestly admit that I don't know. Because this is an unfolding process, an evolution. I am evolving. I am trying to transform the challenges that I face into blessings, into answers, into something that makes sense to my ever-striving rational mind and my ever-disappointed emotional body. Yes, it's an interesting life that we have chosen. I know I've not chosen it alone. I know I don't stand alone. Lots of you are where I am. Some of you are not. Some of you will relate to what I'm saying. Some of you will think I'm an absolute asshole. And I am an asshole. And I am brilliant. I am the positive and the negative. I am the masculine and the feminine. I am the light and the dark, the good and the evil. I am all of the pairs of opposites, all of the dichotomies and paradoxes rolled into one. And I stand before you, or sit before you, as the case really is. I sit before you and I ask you to consider what the world would be like if we would simply obey one meme, one absolute, if you will. Love one another. We're not going to figure each other out. We're never going to come to a consensus where we all agree that one thing is true and everything else isn't. We're not going to reach a place where we are in total agreement and everything all of a sudden lines up perfectly. Bing, 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 bing down the road. Maybe we will, but I don't think so. I think we're going to have to come to a place where we exercise compassion, where we exercise forgiveness, where we exercise a willingness to be honest with ourselves, that none of us have all the answers, that all of us are confused, that we're doing the best we can, that the only real answer is compassion. The only real answer is to listen to each other and to learn the art of cooperation instead of the deadly role of competition. I don't care if you're high or low. I don't care if you're royal blood or just a common peon like I am. What are we going to do with the life we've been given? What are we going to do with the choice that is before us? Do we stop resisting ourself and surrender and say, God, I'm not sure what to do. God, I don't have all the answers. God, help me, please. Please help me to make sense out of this morass of confusion. Please help me to find my way in this maze where there doesn't even seem to be a way, and it's certainly not a straight line. I wish for all of you, all of us, to find our way home, to learn to truly show compassion, to truly love, to truly be grateful. I am grateful that I'm still breathing, that I'm able to overcome all of the adversity that seems to follow me, all of the challenges that seem to come my way without my invitation. Yes. This is where I am when I'm in my legal mode. When I've had a couple of drinks and halfway, maybe not quite halfway yet, done with my third drink, and hopefully we'll be able to sleep when I'm finished with this, even before I process it. That's where I am. And this is the video for the 6th of March, but it's recording on the 5th of March, 2015. Thank you for listening. Namaste.